younger than 6 months of age showed worse preoperative shortening fraction but best longitudinal shortening fraction recovery, which goes in favor of the statement that patient presenting at before after 6 months of age have worse outcome. So our patient is 5.5-month-old, present at midnight with tachypnea, difficulty feeding with LRTI needing treatment, and he was found having heart failure with metabolic acidosis and lactic acidosis. Anyway, patient was having happy and bright looking. So these are the echocardiogram which showed L kappa at anomalous origin of the left pulmonary artery from left coronary artery from pulmonary artery and severe LV dysfunction with mild MR. So what to do in such scenario? So we managed conservatively initially with oxygen inhalation, nil orally, decongestive therapy, gentle suction and surgery in the next early morning. And the finding was anomalous origin of the left coronary artery from pulmonary artery, severe LV dysfunction, and right coronary artery was not hugely dilated. Surgery was done, translocation of the anomalous origin of left coronary artery from pulmonary artery to aorta, and mitral valve was not repaired. And the CPB time and cross clamp time was acceptable, and patient came out from the CPB with dobutamine and milrinone. Sternal closure was deferred and intraoperative PD catheter was introduced as a unit protocol. So this is our patient in arrival in ICU, and the stormy postoperative course started with high heart rate, low mean blood pressure, high LA pressure with very poor peripheral perfusion with base deficit, lactate raise and deranged mismatched oxygen saturation. In next 12 hours, patient condition further deteriorated with intermittent surge of LA pressure up to 23, mean blood pressure dropped down to 30s, and mixed venous saturation and lactate deranged further. So in hopeless situation, what would be the option, and what should our treatment option? So this is our echocardiogram in the postoperative period. We did showed severe LV dysfunction, poor ejection fraction with mild trivial MR. Patient was continued with dobutamine and milrinone. Ionized calcium was low, that's why calcium was infused along with physiologic hydrocortisone, low dose epinephrine, and high LA pressure was managed with increased secretions, analgesia and high PEEP. Pedocycline was started to optimize the fluid balance and conservative fluid administration to maintain acceptable low blood pressure. And cooling was started when the mean blood pressure drops down to 30s. So this is the neuroprotection protocol with core cooling, which was accepted from the Fink et al. Neurocritical care published in 2010. So subsequently on second and third postoperative day, patient having better hemodynamics, lactate become within acceptable level, mean pressure improved, and at that time nitroglycerin added to decrease the afterload, and dobutamine milrinone continued. On fifth postoperative day, patient become stable for sternal closure, and sixth day LA pressure was 12 to 15, and within this period of time left ventricular ejection fraction was 5 to 10 with trivial MR. On 7th postoperative day, another twist, broad complex tachycardia due to hyperkalemia during the management of hypokalemia, for which CPR and insulin infusion was required, and further followed by core cooling and neuroprotection, for which extubation was deferred. And finally, patient was extubated on 11th postoperative day and put on CPAP, which was continued for another 5 days. So other treatment include initiation of the feeding, and which become full feeding on 13th postoperative day, adjuvant therapy in the form of ACE inhibitor and aspirin, and finally patient was discharged on 21st postoperative day. And other issues include acute kidney injury, mild transaminitis, mildly elevated cardiac enzymes, and preoperative candidemia requiring treatment. So this is the pre-discharge echocardiogram which showed marginal improvement in ejection fraction, and ejection fraction before discharge was 15%. So this is our patient after discharge during his first follow-up. So another patient with similar presentation with severe LV dysfunction and candidate for preemptive ventricular assist device, and we managed the patient with our multimodal approach, and patient was having ejection fraction of 10%, low blood pressure, high LA pressure like that of previous, but with multimodal approach and protocolized treatment, patient gradually improved on 4th postoperative day, electrically CPAP up to 10th postoperative day, and discharge even earlier on 12th postoperative day. So L kappa presenting late or in extremis are more common in developing countries. Mechanical support in the form of assist device and ECLS, expensive, resource consuming strategies, and not routinely feasible in countries with emerging economies.